Hello Stampers, I'm Dina Lanzendorf at Inkin' with Dink, and welcome to my Tuesday video. This week, for all of my videos and my Facebook Live, I'm going to be featuring the Retiring Stamp Set, Varied Vases. This is a really fun stamp set. It makes really pretty cards and super fun to work with, but I think one of the things that is the most fun about it is that you get to use the coordinating punch with it, and that always makes it easier and more fun to make cards. So that is the one thing I love about it. But like I said, this stamp set is getting ready to retire. So I just wanted to feature it this week so you could see one of the things that's about to go away. So since it is Tuesday, I'm doing my catalog case again. So this week we are actually doing this card right here. Okay, is what we're casing, or this layout. So basically, the main part of the card is going to be the designer series paper. Okay, so it's the card, a layer of designer series paper, and then you've got a focal point up here in the right hand corner. So that is what I created today for you, was this card right here. Okay, so again, featuring the Varied Vases stamp set, some of the designer series paper that we have available that is getting ready to retire. And in fact, this paper is from the Garden Lane designer series paper that is getting ready to retire also. And as of today, when I check the status report, that it is still available. So it is really pretty paper. Like I said, it's called Garden Lane. So all the pieces are all different shades of greens, and it's just really gorgeous paper for making flower cards or anything like that. So pretty stuff. All right, so let's go ahead and get started on this. So I decided to fold my card a little differently this time. So I actually cut my cardstock what they call hot dog style, okay? So instead of it being cut at 5 1/2, I turned the cardstock the other way and cut it at 4 1/4. So this cardstock measures 4 1/4 by 11, okay? When you fold it in half, okay, to make your card base, again, be sure and use a bone folder so that it's nice and crisp. But this way your card opens up and down, okay, instead of side to side. So then I'm using a piece of the designer series paper from the Garden Lane, okay, designer series paper. And I just cut it at 5 1/4 by 4. Go ahead and put my adhesive on all 4 sides. And I'm going to stick it down right here in the middle of my card like that. Okay, now I'm ready to work on my focal point up here. So I'm going to start with some Whisper White cardstock, and I'm going to use the 2-inch circle punch, and I'm just going to punch a circle. Now, although it is going on the card as part of my focal point, I'm not actually going to stamp on it. Okay. The next layer is going to be a piece of Pear Pizzazz, which is just a coordinating cardstock color and the color of my card base. And I'm going to use the Retiring Starburst punch. I love this punch and I use it a lot, and it works great as a layer with our 2-inch circle punch. Okay, now the 2-inch circle punch is sticking around, but this one's retiring. So grab it before it is gone. Okay. So I can go ahead and put my adhesive on here and pop that down like that. And then I can go ahead and pop it up here on the card front. All right, now we're ready to do some more specific stuff. So what I am doing in our Varied Vases stamp set, they have 3 different types of vases or sizes of vases. Okay, you can do the decorative one, you can do an empty one, or do a solid fill one. So I am just going to do the short little one. Okay, and I'm going to stamp it in shaded spruce, and that's also one of the colors that's in the designer series paper. Now, when you are getting ready to stamp an image that you want to punch out, really look at it on your punch with where it is positioned so you know how to stamp it on the paper. Try to get this without much of a glare. That's not really working. So you will see this is the vase. that I'm going to be doing. So to fit it inside the punch, I need to stamp it upside down. Okay, so all I'm going to do, I'm just going to take it, ink it up, stamp it upside down like that. Then when I turn my punch over and go, look at that, it lines up perfectly right there. So I'm just going to line it up and punch that out. Okay. Now I want to stamp my flower. Okay, and I'm going to stamp it in black because I want to come in and actually color it. Okay, so I'm just going to stamp it on here. I'm not too concerned about stamping the whole thing because I'm going to fussy cut it out and color it. Okay, so you guys can watch me do my favorite thing, which is fussy cutting images. You know, I love to do this, and I love it when I get to do it on a card. Okay, so although this particular stamp set has a coordinating punch, the punch punches out the vases. Okay, punches out vases. It punches out a couple of the leaf designs. Let's see, what else does it punch out? Vases, leaf, oh, and a little tulip, okay, which is also one of the flowers in the stamp set. So technically you could use it and not fussy cut at all if you wanted things individual like that. But what I would do a lot of times is I would stamp my flower images on my cardstock and then punch out the vases to go over the top just to give them a little more depth. And make them look like they were standing out a little bit from the flower. So that's the way that you do it without having to do a lot of fussy cutting. But if you love fussy cutting, this is a perfect stamp set for you because I do like to fussy cut the flowers and make them pop also. And an advantage of cutting these out, like in this situation, is that I can put them on a circle that is actually a smaller circle than what my image is. And it still looks super cute because it's fussy cut out so that I can make it stand up above it a little bit. Okay. All right, so I've got that all cut out. I'm going to go ahead and color in my flowers. And I am just using Dark Flirty Flamingo. And I just picked it because I wanted a bright color that was going to stand out a little bit, but still look great with all my shades of green. Okay, so now I'm going to use some of our Tombow glue to glue my flower down. Okay, so all I want to do is I'm just going to put some adhesive right here on these bottom couple sets of flowers, okay? And then I can take my vase, set it where it's going to be so I have an idea of how far down to do my flowers. Okay, adhere them right like that. So now when I am ready to put my vase on, I actually want to pop it up. So I'm going to use some mini dimensionals. And I'm just going to put one of those on the back of there. And that way I can pop up my vase just a little bit. Bring it clear down to the bottom, just like that. Isn't that cute? All right, so now I want to do my words. I am actually going to make these congratulation cards for my team members, for my top sellers for last month. So don't tell them. But these are the cards they're going to be getting. So what I'm going to do is I found the word congratulations that I like, and it is actually in the Itty Bitty Greetings. I love this stamp set. It has tons of greetings on it. It's actually 2 cases of stamps, and it's just a perfect stamp set. It has every greeting you could possibly want. So I'm just going to ink that up and stamp that right there. Now I want to punch it out, and I'm going to use the classic label punch, but I'm going to do something a little bit different. I could certainly stick this in here and center it, but I want it to be a little shorter because I want it to kind of hide over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to punch this out with my words as far over to the left as I am comfortable putting them. Okay, I've got more space over here to the right, but that's okay. Go to the left as far as you want, and then go ahead and punch it out. And then here's a cute little trick, okay? If your words are shorter than that, take the piece you just punched out and stick it down there through your punch, okay? Then you can just wiggle it back and forth as far as you want it and punch, and it actually punched this much off the end, but it made it so that it is the perfect size for my words. So it almost looks like it's a custom punch. Okay, so that's kind of a fun thing to do, especially since some of the other words in the stamp set are even shorter than that. So that's kind of a fun way for you to be able to use them and still punch them out. So there we go. So now what I want to do, I want to put a little bit of ribbon on it. So I have my bow maker here with my polka dotted tulle ribbon. Now this ribbon I am so excited is carrying over because I love this ribbon and I use it a lot. So all I want to do is cut that a little bigger. Go ahead, and if you aren't familiar with these bow makers, you need to Google it or go on YouTube, because that is how I found them and actually made my own. And it is super, super great for people like me who are bow tying challenged and I don't do well with it. And look at that, it always ties just beautiful bows. So pretty. All right, so I want to stick that down with a glue dot, assuming I can find one. There's some. I always save all my glue dots from my paper pumpkin kits that are left over, and I always have tons of glue dots. Take that off, stick my bow down there just like that. Okay, I think I'm going to trim this side off. It's a little longer than the other side, and there we go. There is my card. Again, catalog case that I copied off of. So it's super fun and super easy to get your craft mojo going if you just find a layout in one of the catalogs and just pick out a stamp set and just start going with it. That way you don't have to use a lot of creative thought or anything, but it still gives you a place to start from and to kind of go from there and then add or take away whatever you want to from the layout. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I hope you've enjoyed watching my video and that you like this card. If varied vases, if you've decided is something that you need in your collection, go ahead and go to my website at dinalstamps.stampinup.net and place your order before it's gone. Remember, the stamp sets are all guaranteed in stock until May 22nd, which is Friday. After that, it's just a whatever's left, so first come, first serve. If you place an order this month, go ahead and use my May host code because I do give gifts for people who place orders. This month it's a card kit. For 6 cards, you'll get the kit for 2 of each of these cards. What I do is 1 card will be completely finished for you so you can use it as a sample, and then you will get all the consumables for a second one for you to use stamp sets that you currently have to make them. So this is just a fun little plain note card. Here is a masculine looking thanks, and then this is my favorite of them. So the belly band slides off and the card actually opens like that, so it's an extender kind of card. So just a fun kind of thing. Again, my card kit this month is for 2 of each of these designs that you will get when you place an online order with me. So please let me know if you have any questions. Please share my video with your friends, and thanks for watching.